everybody, this is Threshold Training's workout day for Wednesday, September 8th. Today's workout, we are starting out with some heavy back squats. So we're going to do 3 sets of 3 back squats at the heaviest set of 3 you found the week prior. So this is going to be the same weight across all 3 sets, but we're going to take some time to build to that load based on the week you found prior. If you didn't find that, if you weren't here last week on the day we did that, which I believe was Tuesday or Wednesday, you are going to find a challenging load for a set of 3. Then you're going to stick at that weight for 3 total sets. We're going to rest 2 minutes in between sets. During that rest, we're going to do 15 band pull-aparts. Okay, so back squat movements. Bar will be on our back. Shoulder blades will be squeezed together and slightly elevated to create a shelf for the bar to rest on. Ideally, our knuckles are over the bar, so we can secure the bar to our shoulders here. Okay, it's not moving anywhere, it's nice and tight to our body. And then from there, we're going to set up in about a shoulder width stance. We can play around with our toe angle and hip width angle, or squat width a distance to accommodate your kind of bony geometry around your hips and your ankle mobility. So as we back squat, we are going to essentially break at the hips and knees first, sit down, and then work our hips back and lean forward over our feet. Leaning forward is okay to do. You don't have to try to maintain as upright as possible of a chest, but we want you to push vertically up in the bar, up into the bar as you rise up to prevent any forward lean as you come out of the squat. So again, we're thinking about pushing down through our feet to get vertical with the bar as we squat out of the bottom of the pocket. Our band pull-aparts for today, palms will be facing up, thumb and index finger are in between the band. You can loosen the slack on the band there, or you can tighten it up here, but our elbows are going to be straight for this variation. We're going to pull the band apart, squeeze our shoulder blades together without shrugging them up towards our ears, and then slowly bring them back together. That's 1. We're going to do 15. And those band pull-aparts will be during our 2-minute rest. If you are at home, we're going to do something slightly different than a back squat. If you don't have a barbell at home, we're going to do 3 sets of 6 goblet squats at a tempo speed of 3 seconds down, 1 second hold, 0 seconds on the way up. So a nice explosive ascent, and then a 1 second hold at the top. Looks like this. Holding my dumbbell in a goblet position, down, 2, 3. So weights in the toes and the heels, nice and tall through the chest, and up, down, 2, 3, hold up, exploding out of the bottom. From there, I'm going to take the same load that I have. If I have the edge of a couch, a box, or something similar, I'm going to put my shoulders right on the edge. Weight goes on my hips. I'm going to come down, then come back up, back down, back up. These are essentially weighted hip lifts. You're going to do 12. Okay, there, we're just looking for a controlled lower down. As you come up, your hips only really need to be parallel with your knees. However, if you don't have that range of motion, then don't try to force it. If you're forcing it, you'll know because you'll probably feel like your lower back is doing most of the hip extension, or pseudo hip extension rather. Then we'll take the same load, or something a little bit lighter depending on your ability, and we'll do 6 single leg curtsy lunges. Okay, so 6 per leg. Again, we're looking for a slower down, faster up tempo. Then once you're done, we'll take a 60-second rest, and again, we'll go through that 3 times through. Okay, once we have done kind of part A of our workout, we're going to go to part B. Part B is 3 rounds for time and for load. You have a 3-minute rest in between rounds, so a healthy rest. We are starting each round off with 10 unbroken choice squats. So you can choose between front, overhead, or back squats. You are choosing not only the squat, but again the load. So your goal is to think about a load of the squat that you choose that allows you to do 10 unbroken. After your 10 squats, we will then row 500 meters. I want you to row at these 500 meters at a pace that you do 500-meter row repeats. Okay, so something that you can consistently maintain as far as pacing goes. Something sustainably hard. Again, we'll rest 3 minutes, go through 3 times. So, a couple of different approaches. You can go with the front, overhead, or back squat. Is choosing something that you feel like you need to work on. Okay, so if that's overhead squat, you can choose to do overhead squat. We're going to have ample time to warm up that overhead squat. You can choose to do that between part A and part B, so you don't feel like you're going into it cold. If you do choose overhead squat, okay, what I recommend as far as thinking about the movement is getting a wide grip on the bar. Right? It should be the same as your snatch grip. Okay, so elbows should be straight as you bow over the bar, should fit in your hip crease, and that's what you're going to use for the overhead squat. From there, I'm going to press up against the bar. Okay, I'm going to pull my wrist back slightly so the bar is now over my neck. And I'm going to squat down, lean forward, but press up and back so I can keep that bar over my neck. If I choose front squat, elbows are going to be nice and tall, chest is going to be tall as well. I'm going to pretend I'm pushing that bar back into my shoulders. Well, I won't pretend I'll do it for real, so I can keep my elbows high during that front squat. I could also choose back squat as well. Okay, same movement that we did in part A. Back squats, if you are choosing the load, it can be done from the rack. We're just going to be clever in our spacing so that if you choose to do back squats, you are doing back squat with a rack space. Otherwise, if you are doing an overhead squat or a front squat, ideally that is done from the floor. Okay, we may make some exceptions depending on your ability to clean or to snatch or to clean and then bring it up into an overhead position for that overhead squat. So again, you are choosing a load that allows you to do 10 unbroken, row, and rest. Okay, if you are at home, I'd recommend with your kettlebell, okay, doing 15 dumbbell swings, okay, to eye level or to overhead in place of the squats, given how many squats, hip lifts, and lunges you did up here. So instead of just adding a bunch more volume to you, okay, we're switching up the movement pattern, okay, to target some different tissues than we worked up here. So again, 15 dumbbell swings to eye level if you're at home using a dumbbell. Of course, if you have a barbell and you did part A, you can certainly do part B with a barbell as well. All right, guys, that is Wednesday's workout. Have an awesome workout and a great Wednesday.